Welcome to Dive Back In. In September 2024, my dive buddy and I departed on the trip of a lifetime. So I started the day with a local traditional breakfast in Puerto Ayora. Yum, tripe. Followed by a cab ride back to the airport where we boarded the liveaboard. A short trip to North Seymour. And we had our first dive in the Galápagos, a checkout dive, which was slightly disappointing, though we did see a stingray and a pufferfish. We then had a fairly lengthy cruise to Cape Marshall on Isla Isabella, where we would be diving the next day. I guess this gives me the perfect opportunity to explain Bucketlist Bingo. With the help of my daughter, I designed 2 bingo cards, one for Mark and one myself, and then had them made up so we could take them diving. It's Friday night. It's 5:30. It's Bucketlist Bingo! Both the cards had a different selection of wildlife that we could potentially see whilst diving. And first to get a match was Mark on the first dive at Cape Marshall with the Galapagos sea lion. I'm sure deep down that he's thrilled. On our second dive, Daniel, our dive guide, took great delight in Mark's resemblance to a guinea fowl pufferfish. Our next dive wasn't a dive at all, in fact. It was a boat trip and wildlife spotting expedition with snorkelling. We finned through the surf into a sheltered cove, which a white-tipped reef shark promptly vacated. However, some of the local residents seemed far more inquisitive, and we all thoroughly enjoyed the interaction with the young fur sea lions, always under the watchful eye of their mother. This in fact proved the highlight of the liveaboard so far, with the snorkelling, or floating in Mark's case, proving most liberating and enjoyable, especially after the 2 previous dives, which have been somewhat taxing due to rapidly changing currents and temperatures. Once we had all had our fill of this amazing encounter, we returned to the boat for the longest cruise of the trip. 13 hours steaming up to the outlying islands of Darwin and Wolf. Travelling continuously throughout the night, we arrived at Darwin ready to dive by Darwin's Arch, now the Pillars of Evolution, at dawn the next day. Darwin and nearby Wolf were to be our home for the next 3 days, with the bulk of our dives taking place here. To find out why so much focus was placed on these locations, join us for the next extended episode, which will focus entirely on these dives.
1, 2, 3, go!
Thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more videos.